Thank the member and recognize the member for Cowichan Valley.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. There's no question that budgets are about choices, Honourable Speaker, and this government's budget will make the poor and the middle class pay while the rich will just play. And it's just another BC Liberal jiggery pokery plan, Honourable Speaker. The details of this will be revealed, Honourable Speaker. Don't get too excited. The details of this jiggery pokery plan will most certainly be revealed. Those living on disability benefits, Honourable Speaker, the seniors and the poor and the middle class, they're going to pay more in fees and increases. Oh, I've listened to the minister. He says, the finance minister says that they had this plan all along. It's old news. There was a plan to pay the rich back the planned $236 million. It's just old news, and we should just not look at that. Well, Honourable Speaker, I want to take a minute to look at what the Broadbent Institute came up with in its recent report on the richest people in British Columbia. The richest 10% of BC families has more than half of the province's wealth. Now, let that set in for a moment and think about this. This government, it made a conscious choice to actually take $236 million and give it to the richest people in British Columbia. And these richest 10% of BC families already have more than half of the province's wealth, according to the Broadbent Institute. In contrast, the bottom half of the province has, get this, Honourable Speaker, just 3%. Just 3% of the wealth. That gives BC the highest rate of wealth inequality in the country. In BC, the richest 10% of families control 56% of the province's wealth, compared to 48% for the whole country. So all of Canada, it's on average 48%, but in British Columbia, it's 56%. But here's where the huge wealth gap between the poorest BC families and the richest really strikes me right in the heart. And I do believe, I do believe that some of the Liberal folks in this House have a heart in there ticking away somewhere. I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely convinced. But there is a huge wealth gap between the poorest BC families and the richest. The richest 10% of BC families have a median net worth of $2 million, Honourable Speaker. In contrast, the poorest 10% of families have a median net worth that is negative $10,000, meaning they have more debts than assets.